Hello, everyone, and welcome to Autodesk's New Way to Buy webinar. My name is Juliana, and I work in marketing here at MicroCAD. And today's presenter is Sheila, our amazing help desk manager in the flesh with us today. And she will explain the process of this new way to buy, what is changing, how does it work, and what do you need to do about it. As usual, throughout the webinar, you can ask a question on the left-hand corner. You can ask Sheila to revisit a step or ask any questions. This is your time, and we want you to make the most of it. And in the upper left-hand corner, you will find links to our social media, website, and YouTube channel. You will also find the resources of this webinar, not right now, but I will be uploading them throughout the webinar. So at the end, when we're at the questions, you should all have it there. And if not, I'll make sure to send the material to you guys. And yeah, without further ado, I'll pass it on to Sheila. Hi, Sheila.
Hello, and welcome. Some of you already may know me. For those that do not, I'm Sheila Salvucci. I am the manager of the help desk and technical services here at MicroCAD. And I'm here to try to make your lives easier, as I have been for many years that I've been here at MicroCAD, and really and truly simplifying this big announcement from Autodesk of the new way to buy. And without further ado, for those that don't know me, here's my contact information. Should you would like to, schedule a time with me, I think that Juliana will be going ahead and including in the chat or in the resources section within this webinar, a link to book a time with me that coordinates with my calendar. I'd love to meet with you and go over any specific questions that you have and go over any questions that your procurement team may have as well. Because there's a couple of things that you gotta do with your procurement team. And this slide will just tell you a little bit about me and my background. I was actually a MicroCAD customer 2 separate times before working here. So it's a small world. Don't ever burn bridges, people. But anyways, let's get into the what, where, why, and when, and why I'm going to simplify this for you and how I'm going to simplify this for you super quick and easily. So what is happening? So in short terms, you're going to pay Autodesk directly instead of MicroCAD for Autodesk software, and it's for subscriptions only. So anything else, whether you get Bluebeam from us, whether you get help desk services, training, anything else, you're going to go right to us, and everything will be the same. It's just how you pay for software through Autodesk is going to change. Where is it happening? Well, when all of this goes into effect in June, you'll just go under billing and orders within your Autodesk account, and you'll be able to manage all of your quotes that Autodesk has sent you, and we've worked with you to develop this quote on, and you could pay right straight through there. And I will get into a little bit more detail about that. So why is Autodesk doing this? Are they eliminating us from the picture, us as resellers from the picture? Absolutely not. They just want all of our customers and other resellers' customers and their own customers who do buy direct to have simplified, personalized, and predictable software quotes and pricing. It's the way of the future. We're excited this is happening, and it's going to simplify this for everyone. As a result, actually, we'll be able to attend to your needs a little bit more, offer you a little bit more personalized assistance, and help streamline your process, your day-to-day process. This is all going to happen starting on June 10th, 2024. I do want to make sure you are aware that if you've already renewed and you don't have a renewal coming until next year, then this is just educational purposes only, as a heads up that during your next renewal coming up, it will go into effect. However, if you're one of the people that do have a renewal previous to June 10th and you're going to be working with us, this doesn't go in effect to you until your next renewal next June or whenever that is. So you'll still pay MicroCAD instead of Autodesk, but after June 10th, you'll be paying Autodesk, and we will help you with that quote. I can expand on that in a little bit on the next slide. So as I really kind of touched on here, the good news, your relationship will not change. You're going to have a simplified buying experience. We are not going anywhere. I can't emphasize that enough. We'll still be here to do a number of things, such as, I think this chart really explains it thoroughly, of what you're used to compared to what is going to happen after June 10th. Support, training, services, product advice, guidance, Autodesk quote requests, and additional software and tool sets. None of that's changing. It is just that Autodesk will be now sending you the quote that we've developed and sent to Autodesk, and you will be paying Autodesk directly instead of MicroCAD. That is it. We're there every step of the way. Okay. So to set yourself up with success, we've divided all of our clients into two separate categories. The first group is you have a procurement department. Now, for those with a procurement department, you know that you have to, every company you deal with, you have to set them up as a vendor within your system. If you follow into that category, that just simply means work with us at MicroCAD. We will help you set up Autodesk as a vendor. We have all the W-9s, the financial forms, you name it, we've got it. We can help you through that. If you don't have a procurement department, no real action is needed up until the time that you're either renewing or you're getting new software or something's changing with your subscription. We will help you through it and we'll work through the new process. But do still stick on, because there will be some live screenshots as far as what you're going to be experiencing within your billing and order section within your Autodesk account. So again, there are the W-9s, the banking forms, and other bits of information that we all have. And as soon as Juliana uploads them to this webinar, you'll see some live links. So you can go ahead and just download it straight out of the box. You could also book a meeting with me. Oh, go ahead, Julie.
Sorry. Just to let you guys know that they're up now. If you can see them,
Perfect.
You can refresh your page. You will not go out of the webinar. And if you do, you just have to fill your name and email again, and you will be prompted. So yeah.
Perfect. Thank you, Julie. And I do believe that she has uploaded this presentation as well. So you'll have all of the goodies from today as well.
Yep, all of it is there.
Yeah, all of the goodies. And if you have trouble downloading it or whatever, if you just go to our website, microcad3d.com, and under resources, there's a whole entire page about exactly this whole entire topic with all of the forms and any other frequently asked questions that we have been getting. And then just go ahead and download them and pass them to your procurement department. Again, I would love to meet with you. I could go over this whole entire thing with you guys a little bit more personalized within your company. So let's fast forward for a second. It's June 10th or after, and you're due for a renewal or you need to subscribe to something new. First step, don't panic. It's super simple, I promise. The best and easiest way, as you normally did before, certainly contact your MicroCAD sales rep. They have you covered. We'll continue to send you friendly renewal reminders or other types of reminders in advance of your renewal, just as you've seen you've received present day. So none of that part is changing either. And we can help you formulate what you need and develop that quote for you. we would send it over to Autodesk, and Autodesk will email you that quote. And I'll get into that bit in a little minute with some screenshots of what you will see come through on your email. The other thing you can do as well is there are some self-serve DIY features. So when we do develop that quote with you guys, and you do receive that quote in your Autodesk account, you can add or remove seats and change term length. But we could also do that as well too. So if you noticed an error, or you talked with your internal team and the quote needs to be revised, we can certainly make those changes for you. So you don't really have to do anything. You can just heavily rely on us. All right, so when you receive the quote, this is what it's going to look like right in your email inbox. And so as soon as you receive this quote, you'll have 30 days to accept the quote. And if you requested the quote from us a little bit earlier, it might be a little bit later than 30 days, or if it was a last minute thought because you weren't going to renew, a certain contract, it might have shorter terms, but it will be clear as day on that email how much time you have to renew or accept the quote. If you still need to set up Autodesk as a vendor within your company, it's never too late to do so. You can go ahead and do that. Within this quote email, you'll also have some step-by-step instructions and some vendor forms, or you could just give us a call and we could certainly help you through it, and I'll probably be your gal to help you through it as well. Okay. And so I really like this part of the email as well. It really line items everything. The quantity, unit price, if there's any discounts, if you have any sort of grandfathered in pricing, if you went from maintenance to subscription and that grandfathered pricing is still active, it will still follow you through to this new way to buy. So there's no worries there. And if you, nothing will change. You're grandfathered in with those, with all of that Autodesk special pricing for those promos. You will, however, get a chance to take advantage of other promotions that Autodesk will have in that moment during your renewal, and certainly take advantage of all of the discounts they're willing to give you. At the end, you'll be able to see the order total, and if there's taxes, they'll be there, clear as day, spelled out for you. And once you go ahead and you can review it in your account, and so it's going to prompt you to sign in. Most of you are very familiar. When you go to manage.autodesk.com, you'll be prompted to sign in. And it will automatically open up the screen. But if you need to get back into it, it's just go under billing and orders under, I think it follows under user management, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going by memory here. I should have this memorized by now. But yes, you'll see the same exact thing that you saw in your email. And now here is where you can take some action. So you have several different payment options. As you can see, there's credit or debit card, PayPal, Zip, pay by invoice. Now, anybody totaling over $1,000 or more, you can apply for different types of net terms, but out of the box, everybody gets 30-day net terms. Now, if you would like, if you know that you're one of those people that always has an invoice more than $1,000 for Autodesk software, certainly let us know sooner rather than later. We will we'll get in line, and we'll help you apply with their Autodesk procurement team that they have newly developed, and we will seek out approval with you. So that will be helpful. There's also financing options available. Also, Autodesk does work with a financial institution to help with financing as well. So there's a lot of different options available there. And so the great news to all of this, if you didn't already hear good news before, as soon as you pay for your software, it automatically appears into your Autodesk account ready for you to use. How beautiful is that? No more waiting, no more, hey, MicroCAD, we really need this for a new person tomorrow. Please put this as a rush. Nope, you get instant confirmation. You can see it right in your user management, and you can assign that sucker right away to your end user and without any downtime. So I'm clearly I'm excited about that. Um, and I already went over that. Um, and so if you did process a renewal or yeah, a renewal or changed any part of the number of licenses, all of that will reflect starting the new term of the licenses start. So if your end date was, say, you know, today, April 17th, and you already paid a month ago, everything's fine. You don't have to double check or worry about anything. It's going to be all already rolled into the next term. And if you made any adjustments, the new term will reflect the adjustments you made during the time you were paying for it and getting quoted for that and all of that stuff. So likewise, too, there is ability to prorate still. So if you're one of our customers that are used to having us add a seat, you know, mid contract, and you wanted this particular license to align with all of your other expiration dates, we still can do that as well. There's no change there at all. So, all right. So I'm keeping it short and sweet for everyone, allowing plenty of time for all questions. I'm going to go back to my my contact information. I'll rest here while I go ahead and take a look at what we have for questions. I'm just going to open that up really quick here.
I think we can start with number 5.
Okay, I'm just going to.
Okay, so the first question is, we are tax exempt. Where do we send our form, or who is that contact?
Okay. Yes. Certainly send it to your sales rep, and we'll get that over to the procurement team at Autodesk, and it will reflect accordingly. That's a very good question.
Alrighty. We'll try to answer all questions, guys, but we're getting like a high amount, so please bear with us. The second question I see is, we have legacy licenses that come up with discounts until 2030. Will those be recognized on the new platform? Will current contract numbers carry through the new orders to check?
Yes to all of that. So any grandfathered pricing that you got from a deal from Autodesk, not from MicroCAD, but Autodesk, you know, whether it's legacy licenses, whether it's you know, the 2-for-1, which is the network license to single user, whether it's, you know, we're referring to it as legacy license, but it's the maintenance to subscription switchover, all of those Autodesk deals that are not MicroCAD owned, those will still be honored and grandfathered. None of your contract numbers, or if you're used to looking at serial numbers, none of that data is going to change. Everything's just going to be brought over without any issue.
All right. Oh, you got it.
Yeah, I got it here. It just took me a second for it to all load because we're getting lots of great questions here. Do you all have a certificate of insurance for Autodesk? Yes, we do. We will, Huli, I don't know how much time you have to dig that up, but we can try to post it on here. But if not,
yeah, I can
I don't call out the customer. I don't want to call up the customer, but if not, we will make sure we send it to you. I'm taking note of that.
Can send it to you together with the webinar recording.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah.
So yeah, everybody will get that. Yep, perfect. All right. So how will I be able to renew the MicroCAD Productivity Suite? Perfect question. So anything outside of Autodesk software, you're going to be working with MicroCAD directly. So that's your Bluebeam, that's your productivity suite, that's any training services, anything outside of Autodesk. You'll still come to us. We'll renew it with you, or we'll make modifications, or you can sign up, whatever the case may be for you, and we'll send you the quote, and then you would pay us, because that is not that's not a Autodesk software or service that they're offering. That's through MicroCAD. So we'll still be your your value added reseller in that sense. Good questions, everyone, so far. Will Autodesk be able to honor our tax exempt status? Absolutely. What if we're paying through our own third-party financing and leasing company? So yes, that is certainly an option. There is a way to set that up in your Autodesk account. Certainly reach out to me. We can set up a meeting and we can talk a little bit more about that. If you have a very unique situation, we can bring on someone from Autodesk procurement to kind of guide you through and answer any questions that you have. All right. Does instant access include when paying by invoice? Yes, it is. So like if you go ahead and you mail them a check and you are paying by invoice or a check or something else, or whether it's, you know, a virtual payment, if you will. Yes, you'll have instant access when you do pay by invoice, because they recognize that that's the option that you chose, and they will execute it. All right. So, what will be the process to receive options on quotes, say 1-year renewal versus 3-year renewal? So you can receive both. Certainly work with your MicroCAD sales rep, and we can certainly get you you know, your different options, and you can evaluate what works best for your company. Don't forget there are also month-to-month options, and there are flex tokens as well. So all of that is still an option. All of that are still, you're still able to receive quotes, and you can accept whichever quote works best for you. Okay, I answered that one. Can we pay via ACH as we do now with MicroCAD? Absolutely can. Yep. Can new subscriptions be prorated to renew with others? Is that through Autodesk purchase or only through MicroCAD? So yes. Yes, absolutely. So if you have, you know, a normal 12-month term, because that's the most popular term contract, and 6 months into it, you decided to add a license, there are still prorating available, and you would only pay for that, you know, particular instance for the 6 months to align with the expiration date of the contract that you're adding a new seat or a new license or entitlement to. Can we pay ACH push, not pull? I'm going to have to verify that. I do know that you can work with the procurement department, you know, get your procurement, I'm sorry, the vendor set up in your procurement team, and then you can, yeah, let me double check about that. I'm actually not entirely sure about that. Good question. I like the challenging ones that make me learn more alongside with you guys. We have the printed out forms. Where do we send them? So you would send them over to your procurement team so they can go ahead and go into their software. There's many of them out there that enters vendors into their system, and they would have to do some data entry based on those forms. And if you need anybody to sign like an NDA or anything like that, certainly reach out to your sales rep. We can work together. We'll get the proper person at Autodesk to sign it for you and then send it back to whomever you deem as your main point of contact for your procurement team. So you will only see the new software in your portal after you've paid in full or after you've signed the quote to process and start the net 30-day invoicing. So you'll accept the quote and then you'll start the payment process. So now, like if you're mailing them a check or if you requested an invoice so you can pay a different way, you will get access because you're well on your way of paying. You know, if it's been so long and they've never seen anything from you, there's like a period of time where like if they don't see payment in 30 days, they're going to shut you out. But if you're paying within that, you're going to see the licenses appear in your Autodesk account. We have already received an invoice for MicroCAD. Do we wait for the quote from Autodesk instead? So it all depends. If you are up for renewal before June 10th and your software is about to expire, certainly execute that. Pay MicroCAD, go through the process that you're used to. This is all for people that have renewals coming up after June 10th, 2024, which is actually not that far from now. So again, any active renewals, invoices, still pay MicroCAD, and we will alert you if you receive something, an error that is an invoice that is for a contract that expires after June 10th. You know, we'll work through all of that with you. I know we're reaching time. Do we have a few more minutes? Because we did start a few minutes late because we were getting so many people joining us. Juliana, do we have a few more minutes for more questions?
Yeah, we have a few more minutes. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we have had. Hold on. Let me read this first. Okay. So any agreements that you've had with MicroCAD for your Autodesk software, this is separate from training services, anything MicroCAD specifically offers to you. Anything Autodesk related, if you had a specific net terms, if it's 45 days, 60 days, quarterly, whatever the case was, we will need to work with you and Autodesk to get you approved for the specific payment terms, the net payment terms that you are used to with us. Because you're paying Autodesk directly, MicroCAD's a little bit out of the picture on that. So we're starting this now. We're starting this process now to make sure that everything gets essentially transferred over from us in the sense of what you're used to paying us for net terms over to Autodesk and getting Autodesk to approve those net terms as well. There is a slight approval process. That's why we're starting all these conversations early, and we'll get you there. Autodesk is really not turning anybody down as long as their invoice is $1,000 or more. Okay. Let's see. I answered that one. Okay, so is MicroCAD granted access to our accounts as designated reseller? And will MicroCAD access to our account info be limited after this changeover? So there is a spot during your renewal that if you're already renewing with us, it'll say MicroCAD is your reseller. So if we need to help you through any any tech support, any renewals, and we need to go into our system and take a look through the Autodesk portal, exactly what you have, exactly where maybe the issue lies with your licensing. As long as we're listed as a reseller, we can see everything. When I say everything, as far as your licenses goes, unless you add us as a secondary administrator, we won't be able to see your users in it or anything like that. But we could still help you through, user issues or anything like that. But as long as MicroCAD is still listed as a reseller of record, we can see all of your licenses and help you through whatever task is that is at our hands at that time. How far in advance will we get that email from Autodesk? We will have a renewal June 28th. That's a very good question. So typically it's 30 days, but if you need a little bit more of a heads up, certainly reach out to your sales rep, and we can work out something and get you that quote sooner rather than later. It might be on the MicroCAD letterhead that you're used to, but as soon as you develop that quote with your sales rep, we'll send you a MicroCAD quote if you need it sooner than 30 days, and then we will have that in the system. So when this goes live on June 10th, we can data entry it really quick into the Autodesk system, and then you'll immediately get that email from Autodesk about your quote, and then that's when you can approve it or request a change of some sort. Let's see. Will MicroCAD add-ons be on the Autodesk quote? No, that will be a separate quote. That will be a MicroCAD quote. And so you'll get that just as you have been before. And you'll accept the quote from the MicroCAD and you'll pay MicroCAD. So any MicroCAD add-ons, services, training, help desk, any of those items, Bluebeam even, or anything like anything else we sell outside of Autodesk, that will be a separate MicroCAD quote. Autodesk is only dealing with Autodesk software, and that there will never change. Autodesk doesn't really have control over what else we offer to you all to add some value to you. I think I got it all. Let me just scroll back. All right, Juliana, are you seeing any other?
No, I think you covered.
Yeah. Okay. I just every time I got a new question, which we got a lot of great ones, my screen was flashing and I had to scroll back. So I just want to make sure I got it all. All right. Well, guys, thank you again for joining, and we appreciate your patience in the beginning of this meeting. We were just getting a lot of people come in, and we wanted to share all of this information with you all, and have it a productive session for you all. Again, certainly reach out to me if you need anything. Your sales reps, we are all here for you. Happy to help you and continue our relationship under the new way to buy with MicroCAD. I will talk with you all soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you, everyone.